good morning on this Freaky Friday. And there's always something freaky going on Friday. For example, we got rain coming and I just knocked out 2 yards and I'm pulling up at the third one. I'm not going to do this one today, but this is a new property. New quote. It is actually by a landlord that I already maintain one of his properties, so he finally decided to give me another one. I don't even know how many he has. He might have a couple of them. I don't know. I know my windows are dirty, ninjas. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. So this looks like a pretty simple property. Nothing to it. A little bit of a drop right here, but then it flattens out. A couple of trees. So what I wanted to share with you in today's video, since it's obviously going to be a short day and we got rain just around the corner, I probably got about 2 hours, so if I can squeeze one more yard in, that would be great. Is when you do pull up at a new property like this, I can only tell you what I look for and how to do a quote when you're quoting new properties. So anytime you pull up to a new yard, always look at right away if there's any kind of a ditch, any kind of rocks, for example, or anything like that. And keep in mind, the clients will expect you to maintain that as well. And that's just something you don't want to let that go while you're mowing the rest. At some point, they may not even come to you and ask you to hit it up the first couple of mows, but at some point they will say, hey, can you touch that up? So might as well just go ahead and include that right away. Always look at for how many obstacles are in the property. So that's another big key factor of what is actually going to set the quote and the price. Now, we both understand, ninjas, we all understand that mowing is not that hard, especially when you've got some heavy-duty equipment and it's going to do the job for you. You're just going to ride around or sit around, mow around, whatever. So any kind of obstacles that are in the yard is what's actually going to take some time to take care of, such as if you've got some kind of, whether it's trees, all the trees, you're going to have to look at that. You know, how many beds are there? If there's a walkway, driveway, if there's grass on both sides of the driveway, which in this case there's not. And you know, if there's anything else in the yard, maybe like a little bed or a fire pit or something, those are the kinds of things that I look for when I am quoting a property. Now, I have said this in the past, when you're quoting a yard for mowing, take a look at the shrubs, take a look at the bed. Chances are, if you do a good job and you continue to maintain the yard on an ongoing basis, they might ask you at some point down the road for some other things. Okay, so I want to go ahead and check them out already, have an idea what is all there, and even if that's not the quote he's asking for, I'm going to jot myself a little note, because he might call me a month from now or two and say, hey, do you mind hitting up a couple of those shrubs? I want to have that note down for that address, and I can instantly right then and there say, hey, this is the price, instead of saying, well, let me look at it, let me just, next time I'm out there mowing, let me walk around. It just goes to show that you are one step ahead and you're prepared and ready, and also comes off as very, very professional. So those are the kind of things that I would do as well. But when it comes to mowing, so weed eating is what sets the price, ninjas. Okay, weed eating is what actually determines what the quote will be, not the mowing as much. Of course, you got to include that. I mean, if it's a big property, of course it's going to take you a while to mow. But when you have a small little, I wouldn't really say a granny yard, maybe a little granny. I mean, this is like a mediocre granny yard. You know, just focus on the weed eating, and then the key thing is what's in the backyard. Can I get a mower back there? If it's a gate, which we're getting ready to go look at, does the gate have a big enough, you know, does the back gate, is it big enough to get a mower in? If so, what size of a mower? If I can get this whole yard knocked out with one size mower, then it's going to be a lot cheaper. If I have to stop what I'm doing when I finish the front, park my 61, go grab a 48, 52, 36, 32, whatever you may have, and then you have to go back there and take care of it, then you got to bring the machine back to the mower, to the trailer, park all your units, then grab the weed eater. Not a big deal. That is part of it, but that's what determines the quote. So when you are pulling up at a new property, these are the things that you need to keep in mind. And that's what's going to determine your quote. And then of course, one of the key factors is it a weekly or bi-weekly? Knowing from this particular quote, knowing the landlord and the other rental property that I maintain for him, this is most likely going to be a bi-weekly, just like the other one. So it's just that type of a landlord, you know. And most landlords, if they have rental properties, they want it bi-weekly. They don't want it weekly because they just want it maintained, mowed. They're not trying to get into that fancy level, high life, manicured yard. They just want it cut. It's a rental property, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's that. When you're looking at things like this, this is like really not a big deal, but let's say it was deeper and it was bigger of a ditch. Some of the things that you can offer to your customers is spray the weeds. It's going to save you some time from weed eating, and it's also going to be able to give your customer a better price. So I always suggest, hey, you know, there's that little ditch in the front. If you want me to weed eat it, you know, that's fine, but here's what we can do, and I won't charge you any extra. We can go ahead and just keep it sprayed, you know. And normally, if it's something this small, I'm not even worried about it, but, you know, spraying, if I'm just adding it onto the mowing, it's going to be a little cheaper than if I was to actually weed eat it constantly every time I'm out here. But anyway, enough of that. Those are some of the key points to keep in mind as you're quoting when you pull up at a new property. Let's go look at the back. Let's see how big it is. My guess is it's probably not going to be a huge backyard, but my main concern is, what does the gate look like? So let's go. And the grass does need to be cut, you can tell. So you look at the shrubs, they look like they're pretty much going to be ready for a trim. Keep that in mind. Okay, there is a gate back here. Just as I figured, small backyard, not a big deal. And it looks like a 61. I don't know, ninjas. We're gonna go look at the other side and see. Maybe the other side has a bigger gate, but a 61 might be able to fit in here. If not a 61, for sure a 52. Yeah, because it's a one gate. For a second I thought maybe this swung open too, but it does not. See what I was talking about here? There's like a little drop. So with a stand on, I'll be able to cut that, most of it, and then there might be some weed eating in there. So that's always something to look for and keep in mind. Take a look at the beds. Yeah, this other side is not even an option. No, because they got gravel over there and a shed. It would just be a tight squeeze. So right there, that determines that I'm going to go ahead and use the other gate. I'm hoping the 61 fits through there. I think it will, but if not, a 52 will for sure. So today I just left the 2 on the trailer because I parked the Spartan in the shed last night. That's all it would fit. These 2 would not fit in the shed. But since it's a short day anyway, I wasn't worried about bringing anything else. We're gonna have rain here in about an hour or 2, and it's gonna be non-stop all day until tonight or in the morning. For example, this is not gonna be an expensive yard. If it's a bi-weekly, I would say anywhere between $40 to $60 is what I would do, somewhere in between. Okay, so everybody might be a little different, but I wouldn't go lower than 40 is what I'm trying to tell you, and I definitely wouldn't go higher than 60 because you're most likely not going to get it. So that's kind of an example right there. Hope that's helped some of you. That's at least how I do things and how I look at things when I pull up, anytime I pull up at a new property. Well, ninjas, as predicted, here's the rain. Just got home a little while ago and finally got my GoPro 8 back. I had to stop by Best, and they finally got me my GoPro 8 back. They gave me a new one, but it's been like 2 weeks or so. But anyway, new stickers came in. So let's see, the new stickers. Here we go. Briar's Lawn and Landscape. So thank you very much. SG, I think it stands for Shadow Green. Don't hold me to that. But thank you very much for the new sticker, Briar's Lawn and Landscape. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the sticker. You sent me 2 of them. Sent me a sticker, business card, of course, and a magnet. So that's pretty cool, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some of the new ones that have come in that I haven't had a chance to mention lately. Missouri, I think I did mention, but MSI, lawn care and pressure washing. I think that's it. But anyway, ninjas, if you have stickers you'd like to send me, my email is down in the description, or if you're on Instagram, you can DM me, and let's do a sticker swap if you want one of mine, or if you just want to send me a sticker, that's fine too. But I appreciate each and every one of you for sending me stickers, and I cannot wait to fill this thing up. I've kind of slowly just trying to make it even, so that way, you know, one locker is not all empty, but I cannot wait to fill it all up. So if you got stickers, send them out. But anyway, we're gonna go wash up the old red because it really needs it, even though it is raining. I want to kind of really scrub it down with the brush and whatnot. It's just been sitting here for a while. And so I will try to get some footage. I hope you guys enjoy just a little bit of, you see what I'm talking about? You see that? And it's probably not going to get everything, but it'll definitely be a lot better than what it is now. So, and I do need to buff this thing and get it waxed. For any of you who are new to the channel, this is a 1993 1500 GMC Sierra. I purchased this from a family friend. Actually, it was his dad. He bought it brand new, still had all the paperwork for it. When he saw the ad back in 1993 in the newspaper, even still got the cutout newspaper. When we go to wash the truck, if I can find it in there somewhere, I'll show you the cutout newspaper where he saw the ad, took the newspaper to the dealership and purchased this thing. So everything is original on it. It's got original 43,000 miles. I've got all the paperwork to prove it. It's a very, very, very cool and clean truck. Anyway, ninjas, as far as the Dark Knight here, I have been kind of trying to figure out what to do, what to decide. This is a truck that's in mint condition, just like the red one. This is a perfectly running good truck. But the problem I'm having with it, a lot of you have seen when I went to pick up the mowers from my dealer, I connected it to that trailer, and that trailer is way too heavy for this truck. And especially if I load it up with a bunch of mowers, it just cannot do what I need it to do. With that being said, it's either going to be going up for sale or I'm going to be trading it in for an F-250. So it's going to be one or the other. Regardless, if I sell it, I'm just going to use the money to go find me an F-250, or I'm going to trade it in for an F-250 from a dealer. So just stay tuned. I'm in no rush. I mean, I still consider this as just my backup truck. Some people would say this is your backup truck too. No, don't give me that banana. No, this is a classic. And, you know, I still use it from time to time. But I really feel like if something happened to Tiny, I'd be stranded if I needed this for that trailer. And I don't want that. Okay, so we just pulled up at the car wash. And here's the mileage. It's 43,427 original miles. This thing is so basic and standard, and I specifically didn't want to do anything to it ever since I bought it. Back then an option was AM, FM. FM apparently wasn't even an option. It was only AM. There's no cassette or CD or anything like that. And it's only AM, but I don't want to mess with it. It's classic. It's just the way it is. So this is the interior. I mean, it's in great condition. There's a little bit of loose spots around the edges right there that's happening just from sitting, I guess. I mean, that's gonna happen whether I was using it or not. But other than that, it's actually really good condition. But let's go check at the engine. Let's see. Yep. It's pretty chilly out here, and I'm letting it run just because, like I said, this truck doesn't run a lot, so anytime I use it as started, I let it run as much as possible. And there it is. Look how much room there is, ninjas. So this is a V6, it's the 4.3 liter. It's got a little bit of a shake to it, but nothing too dangerous. It runs beautifully. But anyway, I've still got a lot of tools back here. A couple of old chainsaws and a handheld blower. Some old racks. There's more racks in here. I thought all I had was what's in the shed. I guess I got more of them back here. Interesting. But anyway, I'm gonna set you up on the tripod. I hope you enjoy just a little bit of me rinsing this thing down, washing it. It's really cold and I'm done for today. I hope earlier the whole video of how do I price this and how to price a new quote or a new yard that you are quoting. I hope that's helped you. That's how I do it. That's how some of the things that I look at and look for whenever I pull up at a new property. Maybe you do things differently, that's fine. And if you do, feel free in the comments to let me know what are some of the other things that you keep an eye out for that maybe I didn't mention or haven't thought of, or maybe I don't do. And if you look real closely, like there's still some dark spots, but again, it is what it is. It's just a little quick rinse. All this stuff you really need to like get a good buff. And so I probably will be taking it to a detail shop at some point here soon and let them buff it all out. And I definitely want to protect that paint as much as possible. It still looks great in my opinion for being a 1993 everything original. And yeah, it's a good little truck. You can see better through now what I got in there. I got a bunch of stuff in here. So anyway, well ninjas, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for spending whatever long this video is with me today, and there's not much that's going on, but that's all I got. I'm gonna go home, get some hot coffee, cuddle up, and play some video games and chill out because it's gonna be an interesting weekend. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Take care. See you on the next one. Peace.